So yesterday I had to haul this in real quick, stack it all up because it was about to rain, and I covered it up with some plastic sheeting here. But we got us some nice pine bark nuggets. We got us some nice sand, and we also have a little treat for the babies when it's all said and done. It's called a Hen House Reserve lavender flavor. It's filled with lavender and seeds and all this other kind of stuff, so maybe they'll like it. I don't know. The pine nuggets we're just going to be laying down on the floor. It should give it a good look, and it should give something for the chickens to scratch around in. The sand we're actually going to be using for their dust bath, so that should be pretty interesting. I have a plan for that as well. When they were doing row construction out here by my house, they left this in my yard. So my plan is to cut this thing in half, and that way we can have 2 chicken dust baths. I also bought some 2x4 and everything we need to make the actual grass box that we're planning on making. And I've been collecting wood here and there around my yard because this is what we're going to use to kind of strow around here. Maybe we can use bits and bobs here and there to make it look a little more natural out here for these chickens and for something they can jump and climb on. The first thing we're going to do is put up all the branches so that the chickens have roost and to make it look a lot more natural. I made sure to use thick and hardy branches. That way it wouldn't be too small for the chickens' feet, and it would be easier for me to screw up and make sure that it was stable. Next up, we're going to create a 10x3 grass box. This grass box is going to be pretty important. That way we can keep fresh grass for the chickens in the chicken run. I made sure to level out this grass box because I don't want any uneven spots for this dirt to slip out. I also drilled holes through the wood and staked it to the ground to make sure that this grass box didn't move. I used a grinder to make a hole, and I used a skill saw to cut our future dust baths in half. Now it's time to make an outline of these dust baths. That way I can bury them just a little bit so that the sand won't spill out. I had to move the chicken swing so that it would actually have room to use it. I started using some of the wood around my yard to spicing up the dust baths to give it more of a natural look because it's kind of ugly at the moment. We got pretty much the majority of the hardest stuff done today, and we'll continue on tomorrow when I get home from work. But everything's looking pretty darn good, guys. I think it's gonna turn out really, really great. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and take a chicken break and let's discuss our supposed hen named Buttercup. Seems like we've come across a little bit of a problem here. Yeah. Turns out Buttercup isn't a large hen like we thought. It's actually a giant rooster, and we've decided to name him Poncho. Poncho, don't do it. I know what you're thinking. Even though Leela might not respect him enough to let him mate, the others, they have no other option. Mating is the natural course of all roosters, so it's to be expected from time to time. And as you can see, Leela keeps a really close eye on him to make sure he's not going too far. Something a little strange has happened just recently. We've had a bluebird that's woken us up every single morning. It could be that this bluebird is trying to tell us that we need to fill up the bird feed, but it's pretty amazing to me that it's communicating with us. Even though bluebirds are completely different species, they seem to have some kind of connection with the chickens. This bluebird is standing on top of the post, overlooking the rest of the flock, and watch what happens next and make sure you listen at the end of this clip. The bluebird raises an alarm, and it's pretty amazing, even though they're different species, about communicating danger. And this is why having a rooster for free-ranging chickens is very important. They're always on the lookout for danger, and they're willing to risk their life to protect their flock. Hopefully you guys enjoy that chicken break. Let's watch the night go by, and tomorrow we'll finish the chicken run. Alright guys, the start of day 2. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to make little platforms around here. You'll see as soon as I start what I'm actually doing, and I'll describe to you actually what I'm doing. Then we're going to go ahead and finish the grass box. I already bought some hardwire cloth, but it's on back order, so it's going to take a little while to get here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use chicken wire instead. First I had to cut 8 different platforms at 12 inches long. Then I added 2 brackets to each piece, and that way they have stability and strength to hold the chickens up. Then I would put the platforms up a foot apart from each other on the opposite sides of the pole. That way the chickens can jump up and climb up on the branches. Now we're going to move on and fill the dust baths with sand. I'm using all-purpose sand because basically you want coarse sand that's not super fine, since fine sand can lead to impacted crop if they happen to swallow it. Make sure that you don't use play sand in the chicken coop or in the dust bath, since it's often treated with chemicals. Now it's time to put in our bottom layer of our topsoil in the grass box so that we can put in our seeds. I started to throw a mixture of birdseed and actual grass seeds. That way it gives us a little bit of a variety. Then once the seeds were down, I put a small layer of topsoil on top of it. That way the seeds don't get displaced when I water it. Now we're going to put the chicken wire on top temporarily until we get the hardwire cloth. I made sure to make it as tight as I possibly could. That way the weight of the chickens won't push it down into the ground, and that way they can't reach the actual soil or scratch it up. I I made sure to cut off any excess that was left over and made sure there was no point sticking out that would hurt the chickens. And for the final step, we're going to spread out these pine bark nuggets to transform the flooring of this chicken run. The reason I chose to use pine bark nuggets is because I didn't want to cause too much dust for the chickens to breathe in, and also when it rains, I don't want it to clump up and get messy. It's pretty amazing to think the chicken run used to look this way compared to what it looks like right now. After all the time and work and preparation, it seems like the chickens are enjoying their new chicken run, and hopefully this will keep boredom at a minimum, especially when we're not home or we're away. What matters to me the most is that they're safe, they're happy, and they're healthy. And what else is great is when the larger chickens are outside the chicken run, I can put the smaller chickens inside. That way they can run around, have fun, and I know that they'll be safe. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. It really helps this small little channel out, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.